Good afternoon, girls. Assalamu alaikum. I'm waiting for you all to join. Good afternoon, ladies. Okay, we have 7 attendees. All right, so we'll start recapping the session, inshallah. The others will join us. Okay, I will take the attendance at the end of the session, inshallah. So the topic which we are doing is chapter 3, cells, and today we'll be doing page number 52, inshallah. So please open page number 52 and 53. So let's start with the verse from the Quran, which is related to the cells. So the cells, they get activated whenever we listen to the Holy Quran. So that's how we also improve our immunity. So Allah says, when the Quran is recited, then listen to it and pay attention that you may receive mercy. Subhanallah. This is the verse from chapter 7, verse 204. The objectives of today's topic is to learn about the types of animal cells itself, wherein we are going to talk about the nerve cell and the ciliated epithelial cells today, inshallah. Under the KWL, let me ask you questions about the topic we covered in the last lesson. We discussed about the RBC. Can someone please tell me what is the shape of RBC and what is the function?
A beacon disc.
RBC is the red blood cells, and it has a binuclear structure. They are disc shaped.
Yes.
And
what is the
center dip inwards?
Use their nucleus. And they are then packed with hemoglobin.
Yes.
And then after the cell is packed with the hemoglobin, or like the red blood cells, its color will change and it will become oxyhemoglobin.
Yeah, very good. Oxyhemoglobin. So what is the main function of RBC? What do they do?
Oxygen is needed.
They carry oxygen, right? So through the blood, they carry oxygen to various parts of the body. Very good. Yeah. What about WBC? How is the shape of WBC? Can others also participate, sweeties? Apart from Fatma and Hannah Tawfiq, please, all the other girls participate as well. Yeah, tell me, ladies.
The white blood cells, it flows, like it keeps changing shapes.
Very good.
As a cytoplasm flows, like inside them.
They has an irregular shape.
Yes, they have an irregular shape. And what are the two types of WBC?
There are two types of WBC.
Lymphocyte and
lymphocyte.
Lymphocyte and phagocyte.
Very good. So what does the lymphocyte do?
It produces antibodies which attack harmful microorganisms in the blood.
Yes, it produces a lubricant or a liquid that attacks any harmful like bacteria or things that enters the body.
Yes, very good. And what do the phagocytes do?
It eats the harmful microorganisms.
Microorganisms, very good. So basically these are the two types of WBC. There are 7 types of WBC in our body, as I told you already. The lymphocytes, what do? They produce the antibodies which help in attacking the pathogens which enter our body. Similarly, the phagocytes, they swallow these pathogens and they kill them. So both of them, they kill them, but in different ways. So this is what we studied about the WBC, and we were studying about the smooth muscle cells, right? So the smooth muscle cells, they help in making up which organs in the body?
The stomach and the intestines.
Yes, the various internal organs are made with the smooth muscle cells. So in our digestive system, once you swallow the food, it is moved through your alimentary canal by smooth muscle cells. So the entire digestive system, it is made up of smooth muscle cells itself. These are spindle shaped. So what is a spindle shape? As you can see, broad in between and pointed toward the corners is known as a spindle shape. So this is the shape of a smooth muscle cell, and they lie together forming muscular tissue around the wall of the esophagus, stomach, and the intestine. So basically, these are the cells with which our the various organs of the digestive system are made up of. The smooth muscle cells are arranged in layers at right angles to each other. So why right angles? Because they are spindle shaped, so they cannot be arranged evenly. So in order to put them together and make a tissue, they are arranged in this fashion, which is known as...
What does spindle shape mean? Like an oval?
Oval and pointed at the corners, sweetie. Okay, so it is oval but not rounded in the corners. It is pointed in both the corners. That is the spindle shape. Okay, and they are arranged in this fashion at right angles to each other because after stretching, they need other cells to stretch them back to their original length. Meaning they are a little elastic as well. Okay, because they are very smooth. And all these organs in our body, they help in contracting and relaxing. Okay, so we studied in our digestive system that our food, it passes through the esophagus and it is pushed down the esophagus and then it reaches the stomach, and from there it reaches the intestine. So in order for the food to travel through our digestive system, these muscles, they contract and they relax, meaning they stretch and they contract. So there is a little elasticity in these cells. Okay, so in order to stretch and come back to their original shape, they are put in this fashion, which is known as they are arranged in right angles to each other. Clear? So when the cells in one layer contract, they squeeze the food through your body, and when the cells in the next layer contract, they stretch the muscles in the first layer so they can contract. So because of the stretching and relaxing of these cells and the muscles with which these cells are made, the food, it moves through our intestines. Okay, because of the peristalsis. You call this movement of the intestines, of the relaxing and the contraction, known as peristalsis. I don't know whether you have the word in your text. Across this whenever you again and move more food. So this is how the food, it moves through our intestines. It passes through the intestines. So you can see the lining of our intestines over here. It consists of this mucosa, and here you have our longitudinal layer of the smooth muscle cells with which the intestines are made up of, and this is the circular tissue of the smooth muscle. Clear about the smooth muscle cells, ladies?
Yes.
Okay, now let's move on to the next cell, which is the nerve cell. So basically the nerve cells are part of our which system?
Nervous system.
Nervous system. What is the function of these nerve cells? We read about this in our
They are made from nervous cells.
Yes, to send the electrical signals.
Yeah.
Yes, very good. To send the electrical signals, otherwise you can call them messages or orders or stimuli from the brain to the various parts of the body are carried with the help of these nerve cells. So let's quickly watch a video about the nerve cells.
Neuron or nerve cell. In animals, control and coordination are provided by nervous and muscular tissues. All information from our environment is detected by the specialized tips of some nerve cells. These receptors are usually located in our sense organs. Nerve cells or neurons respond to external and internal stimuli. Let's understand the structure of a neuron or nerve cell. Neuron. A neuron is a nerve cell with branches. It is the structural and functional unit of the nervous system. It may be elongated over 100 centimeter. A neuron can detect, receive, and conduct the nerve impulse to various parts of the body. Cyton. It is also called cell body. Its granular cytoplasm is called neuroplasm, and in the center a spherical nucleus with nucleolus is present. Nissel's granule, a number of small are terminal branches that arise from dendrons. Axon. It is single, long and cylindrical. Its primary function is to conduct the nerve impulses away from the cyton. The plasma membrane of neuron is called neurolemma. The axon is covered by medullary sheath and possesses node of Ranvier. It may form a number of terminal arborizations. Let's understand how nerve impulse travels in the body. Stimuli acquired at the end of the dendritic tip of a nerve cell sets off a chemical reaction that creates an electrical impulse. This impulse travels from the dendrite to the cell body and then along the axon to its end. At the end of the axon, the electrical impulse sets off the release of some chemicals. These chemicals cross the gap, or synapse, and start a similar electrical impulse in a dendrite of the next neuron. This is a general scheme of how nervous impulses travel in the body. A similar synapse finally allows delivery of such impulses from neurons to other nerve cells.
Okay, so that was very well explained about how a nerve cell functions. So what did you understand from the video, ladies?
Understood how the signal is the signal.
The signal it is.
Yeah,
messages
yeah.
carried.
When how the signals is carried from the nervous system.
One nerve cell to the other nerve cell.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So in our nervous system, it is made up of many nerve cells, and with the help, that is why the nerve cell has this particular structure in order to perform its function of carrying the stimuli. So with the help of these dendrites, which you can see, so they get into contact with the next nerve cell like this. Can you see in this picture? So these are how the nerve cells connected to each other in our nervous system, and this is how they carry on the messages from the brain to any organ in our body, because our entire body is made up of this nervous system or the nerve cells, which connect from our fingertips to our nails to our any sense organ in our body to the control center in the brain, so that the messages can be sent and the body is ordered to do various things. Okay, so this is the function of a nerve cell. The nerves are made from nerve cells or neurons, which have long threads-like extensions. So these are the long thread-like extensions, and these nerve cells are connected to other nerve cells in the spinal cord, which are by their turn connected to the nerve cells in the brain. Now we studied under the major organ systems that nervous system consists of two main parts. Which are they?
There are actually three: the nerves and the brain and the spinal cord.
Very good. The brain and the spinal cord are the two main organs, and the connections or the entire nervous system, it is made up of the nerve cells or the neurons through which the messages are passed like this. Okay, ladies, so from the textbook also we have the same information. Nerves are made from nerve cells and neurons which have long thread-like extensions, and these nerve cells are connected to other nerve cells in the spinal cord, and the nerve cells in the spinal cord are then connected to the nerve cells in the brain. Clear? Okay, now let's move on to the next cell, which is ciliated epithelial cell. Okay, you want to watch a video about this as well?
Yeah, sure.
Sure. Let's watch it. Can you see all these epithelial cells?
Yes.
So where do you think these cells are present, and what is that thing on top of it?
Yeah, I see the RBC.
I think it's in the
Yeah.
Miss, I
Yeah.
think it's in the veins.
in the veins, because
In the
there's
Red blood cells.
blood cells. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, of course, you saw the red blood cells over there. But the cilia, which are the hair-like extensions, which you see, they were trying to stop something and push it back. So what do you think is that something?
I think
Bacteria?
yeah. Oh, that.
No. Next. No. So this trachea, which is present in our neck, this one which you can see over here, this is basically lined with the ciliated epithelial cells. And the function of this cilia, the hair-like structures, it is to stop this mucus without being entering our body. So have you ever imagined in your throat, the mucus, it comes back when you have cough and cold. So in order to stop that mucus to enter your body, these ciliated cells in your throat, they push the mucus back onto your mouth or into your nose. So that is why you get the green mucusy thing. Do you remember? All of us must have observed cold and cough in our life. So the green mucus which comes in your nose and in your throat, which comes back in your mouth, which you spit out, is due to these epithelial cells. You can see these epithelial cells, they help from the bacteria entering our body, yes, because in the mucus, it is basically the bacteria which is present, which enters through our nose and the mouth. Okay, so in order to avoid this bacteria from entering our body, these cells in our trachea, they have these cilia or hair-like extensions which push this mucus back to our throat and to our nose so that it can be removed out of our body. Okay,
So
ladies?
it's like it's red, but it's not the red blood cells.
Yes.
It was beside the red blood cells.
Yes. So if you could see it again clearly, let me play it. Okay, so these are the cilia, the hair-like extensions which are present in our neck. So their function is to stop anything which tries to enter our throat, obviously apart from the food. And this is the mucus which is being produced, and these are the various bacteria which might be present in this mucus. Okay, so which these ciliated hair cells, they stop from entering our body and they push it back. That is what is happening. They push it back to our nose and the throat so that they can spit it out. Okay, ladies, so that is not all the cells in our body have cilia. So only the specialized cells, like the cells in our throat, they have the cilia so that we cannot swallow anything or everything which enters, because we have the entry of the microorganisms through our nose, through our mouth, which are the openings of our body, isn't it? So that is why we have these cells obstructing the entry of these pathogens into our body with the help of these cilia. Okay, so ciliated epithelial cells, it lines the surface of some organs, and cilia are microscopic hair-like extensions of the cytoplasm. If the cells have one surface covered in cilia, they are described as ciliated cells. Example, the ciliated epithelial cells that line the throat. The air entering the throat contains dust that becomes trapped in the mucus of the throat lining. And the cilia wave to and fro and carry the dust trapped in the mucus away from the lungs. Okay, so if it gets swallowed, then it will get deposited in our lungs. You can see in this picture, the cilia, they line the inside of the tracheae over here, and the mucus is produced by the goblet cells. And the cilia then beat back and forth, carrying the mucus upwards. So this is how the mucus, it carries upwards, and it is again spit from the nose or the mouth. And these are the goblet cells which are present over here, and this is the trachea, and this is how the ciliated cell structure looks like.
So
These are
this,
yes.
like this, we vomit from these cells.
No, we don't vomit. It's not about our vomiting. That if it is vomit, it comes from our mouth. This is the trachea. You know the windpipe, which leads to our respiratory system. There, that is related to our respiratory system. So you know the mucus, when you are getting a cough or a cold, the green mucus which comes in your throat, which when you cough, it comes into your mouth, and also the mucus in your nose. So all that is something which is pushed up by these ciliated cells. Clear, ladies? Any questions?
No, thank you.
Miss, you muted your mic.
Yes, I can't hear you.
Yes, ladies, give me a moment, please.
Miss, the mic is muted.
Yes, I was just speaking to, there was some meeting over here, all right. Any questions about the ciliated epithelial cells? All clear?
Miss, why did they call that?
I'm sorry?
Why did they call it the Basamira and Batamira?
Why did they call it ciliated?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the cilia are present. What are cilia? The hair-like extensions, as we just now watched in the video. The name given to them is cilia. That is why these cells are known as ciliated epithelial cells. Okay, so with this we are done with the animal cells. Now we will talk about the adaptation of the plant cells, which is the root hair cell. So these, as the name suggests, are the cells which are present in the root hairs, in these structures over here. Can you see the root hairs like this? So the root hair cells are plant cells that grow a short distance behind the root tip over here like this. And the cells, they have long thin extensions that allow them to grow easily between the soil particles. Okay, so these are the ones which penetrate inside the soil, and they also absorb the nutrients and the various mineral ions from the soil. So the shape of these extensions, it gives the root hair cells a large surface area through which water can be taken up from the soil. Meaning, be it a tap root or a fibrous root, which we studied in our lesson 1. The root hairs, they are like tiny hairs or the extensions which can grow and they can spread out in the soil. That is why they are saying the large surface area, because they spread out towards a large area so that they can absorb all the water and the minerals from that large area, which can provide the plant with the nutrition. Okay, so this is how the root hair cell looks like, the microscopic structure. You can see this is the root, and these are the soil particles into which the root has penetrated, and this is the root hair cell. This is how it absorbs the water and the nutrients from the soil. Okay, yeah.
Large surface area, like what are they? Like you mean like long and they are like going more down?
No, sweetie. So if you see a root, when you pull out a root of a plant, it has many meaning it is spread out, isn't it? It is just not like a stick. It has many roots again grown on it, and that spreads out. For example, if the plant occupies only 1 centimeter on top, if you see under the soil, it will be spread out to about 5 to 6 centimeters around that area. Why? So that it can absorb the nutrients and the water from all that area. Okay, that is the meaning of spreading out in the large surface area. Meaning it covers a lot of space. The roots, they occupy a lot of space compared to the stem, which you can see above the ground. Clear? Hannah?
Yes.
Yeah, so this is the structure of the cell. It has a nucleus, it has a large vacuole like our plant cell structure which we study. And this is the cell wall, the cell membrane lined inside it, and this is the cytoplasm. So this is how a root hair cell looks like, which is a little different from the leaf cell which we studied. It just has this extension which is like this because it needs to penetrate into the soil and absorb the water and the nutrients. Clear, ladies? Any questions about the root hair cell? Okay, let's move on to the Palisade cell now. The Palisade cell is, as you can see, it is green in color, so obviously it is present in the leaf. Okay, so this root hair cell, it is present in the root, it is brown in color. So why is this Palisade cell green in color?
Because it contains
Because it's present in the
It contains what?
chlorophyll.
Chlorophyll. Very good. The chlorophyll with the green pigment which gives it the green color, and also it absorbs sunlight for the photosynthesis to take place. So these Palisade cells, they have a rectangular shape. It is the basic plant cell which we study about. It is nothing but the Palisade cells example itself which we study. That allows them to pack closely together in the upper part of a leaf near the light. Near the light, why? So that it is easy for them to absorb the light. So in the entire leaf which is spread out, all the top layer, it is the Palisade cells which have these stomata, the openings with the help of which the exchange of gases takes place. Can you see these openings over here? So these are the Palisade cells, and this is the chloroplast which is present in them. The top layer is the upper epidermis, and this is the waxy cuticle. When you touch the leaves, it is waxy. And this entire upper layer, it is the Palisade layer. Then inside, you can see the various tissues. It is a spongy layer. And these are the openings which you can see, the stomata, which help in the exchange of gases from here. Okay.
So this is in the stem? Like this is a part of the stem?
This is a part of a leaf.
Yeah.
Okay. And these are the air spaces, and this is the lower epidermis, and this is the upper epidermis. Okay. So they have large number of chloroplasts in them to trap as much light energy as possible, because chloroplasts obviously they trap the light energy and they help in the process of photosynthesis. So this is the structure of a Palisade cell, exactly our plant cell which we studied. It has a cell membrane by a cell wall. But they are also present in the stem as well, whichever part of the plant is green. In your textbook also you have the same picture on page number 54 of a Palisade cell. It is the basic plant cell structure which we study is nothing but the Palisade cell itself. Okay, ladies, now let's move on to our next topic, which is cells, tissues, organs, and organisms. So these are the levels of the organization which already we studied. Okay, so if it is an animal, then you can see this is how the cell combines to form a tissue, like epithelial tissue or any kind of tissue, and that tissue grows into an organ, and organs, they come together to form an organ system. In organ systems, they come together to form an organism in an animal or human. Similarly, in a plant, you can see this is a plant cell. It comes together to form tissue, and the tissues, they form the various organs in a plant, which are leaves, stem, flower, roots, and the organ is the plant over here. Okay, so can someone please read out the various levels of organization from here?
Can I?
Go ahead.
If anyone love to read, they can, because
Miss, may I
Read one, you can read. One of you read cell, then the next one.
I want to read the whole slide, please.
Quickly. Yeah.
Cells, tissues, organs, and organism. Cells. A cell is the smallest living building block of any living thing. Cells in a living thing are arranged in groups. Tissue is the group of the same kind.
Thank you so much, sweetie. The next girl, tissue. Quickly.
Miss, can I?
Yeah, go ahead. Quickly.
Tissue is the group of the same kind of cells performing the same task in the life of the organism.
Very good. The next girl.
Organ is a group of different tissues which contain cells that perform different tasks to keep the organism alive.
Very good. What is
Organ
organ
system is a group of organs that perform different visual tasks related to the 7 characteristics of life.
Yes, thank you so much. What is an organism now?
Who can read it?
Can I?
Yes.
Okay, organisms is the group of all the organs and the organ system in a living thing.
Very good. Okay, so the basic level over here is the cell and the complex level is the... What is the most complex level here?
It's the organism.
Organism, very good. Clear? Ladies, any questions? Shall we move on?
Yes,
No, thank
we
you.
can move.
Okay, thank you. Let's talk about now plants as living organisms. Okay, so here we will talk about the various things in a plant, the various cells which come together to form tissues and etc. So the cells which form the outer covering of a plant are the broad and flat, and they join together to form a tissue called the epidermis. Like this. This is the upper epidermis, right? And in a leaf, they cover a layer of palisade cells which form a tissue called Palisade Mesophyll. So this, the picture solar energy from the sun. Synthesis. Okay, so beneath this tissue are rounded shaped cells with gaps between them which form the spongy mesophyll. So this layer over here is known as the spongy mesophyll layer, which is present beneath this upper palisade mesophyll layer. Okay, and what is their task or function? Their task is to help bring water to the leaf for use in making food. From where do they bring water? The various, the xylem and the phloem tissues which are present in the plant. Yeah.
From the roots, they get...
Yeah, and the leaves?
No, not from the leaves. From the leaves, they get only the carbon dioxide and the sunlight, whereas the water, they get it from the roots, which is carried to the through the various parts of the plant. So as it comes from down, so that is from where the spongy mesophyll gets the water first, and then it provides it to the other parts of the palisade mesophyll. So the task is to help bring water to the leaf for use in making food. Water evaporates from their...
Miss, we made food. The plant makes food from its leaf.
Yes, sweetie. Yes, leaves are known as the kitchen of the plant because the leaves, they make food for the plant. So what happens to this water now? The water evaporates from their surfaces and is replaced by water drawn up into like the xylem tissue, which forms much of the midrib and veins in the leaf. So there are two types of tissues in a plant. One is known as the xylem and the other one is known as the phloem. Okay, so these two tissues, what do they do? One of the tissue, it carries water from the roots and it takes it to the all the parts of the plant. The second tissue, it distributes the food which is made in the leaves of the plant, which is the glucose. It is taken by this tissue to the rest of the parts of the plant. Okay, so this is the function of these two tissues which are very, very important in a plant. Now, specialized pairs of cells in the lower epidermis of the leaf can bend to make an opening through which water vapor can escape from the spongy mesophyll. As you can see, these are the openings which you can see, which are the stoma or stomata. And these openings are called stomata or the stroma. So this is the basic structure of a plant leaf tissue, which is present in the leaf of the plant. In your page number 55, you can see a microscopic structure of the same leaf as I explained to you right now, like this. Okay, can you see? This is the upper epidermis, okay, and these are the tiny holes which are known as stomata, which open into the air. And this is from where also the sunlight is absorbed by the chloroplasts which are present here. This upper layer which you can see of the long cells, the elongated cells, is the Palisade Mesophyll. And the layer present beneath it which contains round cells, it is the spongy Mesophyll. Okay ladies, so this is how the structure of an palisade tissue looks like in a leaf. And this you see are the xylem and the phloem, as I told you. So one of these tissues, it carries water from the roots, and the other tissue, it carries the food made by the leaves to the rest of the plant. And these are the stoma, the openings which are present in the leaf which open out like this here.
Miss, so here those are tissues, that means that they are a group of cells.
Present.
Yeah, and those are like the cover of the plant or the tissue for.
I didn't understand the question, Hanatofik. They are the cover of what?
Yeah, are they like the outer layer?
No, they are not the outer layer. They are present inside the plant. So these are something which you cannot see from outside. So they perform their function inside. So they are connected from the inside, like the tubes are connected to the entire plant. Like this tube, it runs from the leaves to the stems to the fruits to the roots to the entire plant. Similarly, this tube also runs the same. The xylem and the phloem, both of them inside the plant. Any more questions, Hanatofi? So for you to be clear, inshallah, I'll send a video today evening about the xylem and the phloem and its function and how they are present in the plant, because I believe it's confusing for you, like this if I show you. But for example, let me tell you. If you see a plant structure like this, okay. So when you see a plant like this, so you see these running through the entire plant, the xylem and phloem. For example, this is the cross section of a stem. So it has the xylem and the phloem passing through these like this. Okay. So here can you see the tubes like this? So if this is the plant, this blue thing which you can see, it is the phloem, and this red thing which you can see, it is the xylem. Can you see the xylem? What does it do? It carries the water and the minerals from the roots to the rest of the plant. It carries the water to the flowers, to the leaves, to the fruit, wherever it needs. Similarly, the phloem, what does it do? It carries the sugars which are made by the leaves by the process of photosynthesis to the rest of the plant. Do you see how they function inside? Hanatopik and the other girls?
So xylem is the one that collects the water, or like gets the water from the roots, and then the phloem, is it called like that?
Yes, phloem, yeah.
Yes, it gets, after for the process of photosynthesis, it takes the sugars or the nutrients and then sends it to the other parts of the plant or flower?
Plant, yes, very good. It distributes the glucose to the other parts of the plant. That is a function of the phloem and the xylem. So they are present in the entire plant like this. Like the veins run in our body. Similarly, these tissues, they run along the entire plant body.
Yes, is phloem mentioned in the book? I think it's not.
No, mentioned, no. Will make clear for you the understanding as to how to understand this topic from here. Is it clear?
Yeah. We took a lot of information today.
Yes, Miss. Thank you.
We took a lot of information today.
Yeah, yes, we did. Yes. So
Alhamdulillah.
the time is up, ladies. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Let me also assign the homework for biology now.
Oh yeah, Miss. For the PPT for tomorrow's test, I found that can I study from the syllabus, from the nerves or the digestive system. I start studying from the PPT because there's a lot of other systems that I'm kind of confused.
So only study the PPT 6 for week 6, the last one which I gave you, plus the highlighted parts and the worksheet. That should be enough.
Yes. Is it week 6 or week 5? Because you sent one on the group and it was week 5, I think.
Let me make it clear. It is week 6. This is the one. This one.
Yes. Okay.
This
yeah,
one. This
okay, yeah.
All right. So this is the one in which we have all the systems which we have covered for the quiz, isn't it?
Yes, and it also includes the respiratory system, I think.
No, don't study only the systems included in the syllabus, ladies, not the ones which you don't have. So till which question did you do the homework last time in the workbook?
1 second, let me check.
I guess you did till question 1 or 2. Only 1.
So, yeah, we did a lot actually. We finished page 14. And
15?
15, halfway done with 15. Oh no, also 15 and 16. And
so till adaptation in cells you did, I believe, right? So today you do the homework on adaptation of cells, which is page number 16 and 17, question number 6, 7 and 8. Question number 6, 7, 8. You can also do 10. That also we did today. Yes, we did. You can complete the entire homework today or over the weekend if you don't get time, because tomorrow you have a bio quiz. So this is the homework till we have our next bio lesson whenever you have
homework.
Homework is, Hannah Tawfiq, please note it and put it on the group, sweetie. From page number 16 to page number 18, question number 6 to 11. Question number 6 to 11. All the questions basically from this topic are covered. Now we covered the entire syllabus. So you need not submit the homework today or tomorrow. You may do it over the weekend if you don't find time and submit, inshallah.
Okay. Miss, taking the attendance?
I'm moving to take the attendance itself now. 19 girls present.
No,
yes.
it was 21. It was 21. Yeah, it was 21.
21. Telling me, sweetie.
And it was 22 and then it becomes to 21.
Then I will put 22 present.
Yeah, Ghadi went from the meeting at 1:35 like that.
Oh, okay. I don't know why really. Okay, sweeties. Thank you so much, Fatma, for that information. And you have a lovely day ahead. Take very good care of yourselves until we meet tomorrow, inshallah.
Thank you, Miss. Bye.
You're most welcome, sweeties. Bye. Take care.
Bye.
You may leave the session. Thank you.